She meant female dog. Female dog.
Lower Mind Conco, everyone, we are live back again on the live stream. So we'll be on Facebook Live once again. If you didn't attend our mini town hall with Rep Moroka last night, you can all watch it on my Facebook. That's how we're expressing the kindness. Now we're so super cool with Pikachu Speak because normally we'll live stream you guys all confession like mini church. But today, we actually sent this on Instagram and Facebook to Kai Kahele and Stacy to He Loko Mai Kaika Manu Okai Ona, literally to them. So everyone can follow us on the live stream, watch the agenda to see what's going down. They got copies of the back of all the newspaper, the prison reform. Luckily, Pikachu's quick like lightning, and I already expressed it. It's all online, so people can follow along while we go through it, because they're going to need help with legislation to get stuff passed. Unless you got a D next to that name, you know, the Democrats, Republicans don't get anything passed. They have another meeting tonight with David Alcos, Elijah Parrick, Julia Reyes Oda, all in Eva Beach tonight about 6 o'clock. Kurt Favela, everyone's going to be there. But how many bills have the Republicans all wrote together that passed? Absolutely zero. But Darius passed like 8 because he's head of DOT. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. We got to work together in collaboration to bring unity in the community. That's what I tag Kai Kahele and Stacy, because if you have a foundation or trust or nonprofit NHO, it's easier to work with. As an individual, Nania knows, she's shaking her head yes. It's hard to do it as an individual with income limits. But that's all I got to say, so let's get started. There you go.
When kindness comes out, then to switch to service with kindness. Yeah, and so that brings me to another Olelo Nael, O'olea Aloha. Right? It is okay for us to be stern, but always to remember to have that aloha. And so the reminder every day that this Kupuna Council brings in what that means, aloha, being in this space always. I take that with me wherever I go. Right? So Antipinahi is a very big part of what kindness means to me in every letter of that word. And if you don't know it by heart, you should, because that is what leads you to understand how to be o'olea with as well. Mahalo.
So funny, we went to Waianae High School.
It's our PSA for all y'all.
And I was like, okay, maybe we can use it. Okay, aloha, my name is Ina. I'm going to share a little story and then why and how I share things. So, when my babies was 1 and not even 1 yet, they're 13 months apart, I took them to this program called Family Promise. And one of the things that they had shared with the parents, because the parents go and get education and the kids go and play, and they had said, do not make your child say, I'm sorry. And I thought, oh man, I was stamping a class. And I was like, where I come from, you better be sorry when you do something stupid. And she went on to explain that by us forcing our kids to say something or do something that they don't feel, we kind of directing them in like, following one elder that maybe not going to send them in the right path. Good touch, bad touch, and all of that stuff. And I got mad. I understood what she said, but I still got mad. So as a mom, I took that to heart. And I made sure my kids understood what everything felt. Whether it was good or bad. And to own it. Feel it. And apologize if you did wrong. And go forward if you did right. And so the way that I show kindness is empowering my kids to be good people in this world, and I think that they're on that path. And one thing for sure, anytime you see me in the store, any place, you can hear my mom saying aloha to everybody. Whether I get them back or not, it's always aloha, 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 aloha. And that's my way of trying to change the story of Waianae with that one word, just walking around and saying aloha. Oh, that was a hard question. It made me have to think. Because you don't have kindness. That's why you guys show up. Because you guys care. You guys never care. You guys never have kindness. You guys will not be showing up.
For free.
Okay.
Yep.
That's not bad, right? Okay, special guest. So a couple months ago, me and Mom went down to Ohana because they had like this whole budget meeting or hearing, whatever it was. And I like to follow in the footsteps of Auntie Frenchie and not walking in fear and just standing in what is right. And so I was able to share what was happening. I had told them, and Waianae is pretty invisible to you guys. We don't see you. If we don't see you, you don't see us. You guys come to Waianae, you guys go to Waianae, you're on a different deal than us. Like we are peasants and you guys are Indians. And this is the truth. I have money. And so we've been kind of like pushing it a little bit with some people that we know personally in Ohana. Because there's things coming down the pipe for Waianae, right? East Land is coming up. There's a lot of things there. Blue is coming up. That's Cedar Land. We got to really, really talk about this. And Ohana plays a big piece in that. And not seeing them here doesn't make us feel good. Especially because we are anti-French in Minnesota. We are her. I would be one of her more openers. And so we mahalo you. You definitely going to get hot questions today, girl. So but enjoy the view. And aloha.
Don't worry, we're going to send it to Kai and Stacy, so you can take the brunt. It's alright. Kai Kelly, no, I'm going to send this to you anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can send, however you feel comfortable, you can walk the room, however you feel.
Okay, so I brought a number of documents and reports, etc., to let everybody know what the Office of Hawaiian Affairs does in this law. As you know, we are the holders of the Public Land Trust funds that
You should keep one set for yourself first. Our United Hawaiian government that looks like they're paying you goddamn land management. How they launder the money.
So what Ohana,
We don't have one of every. This you can give away.
This
is their survey. You can give away the free newspaper, no problem. We definitely need to keep one survey for this for you guys. This is the Native Hawaiian study. This is the house. Just one such shit. Keep one.
we do have a compliance
The rest is about giveaway shit.
To ensure that
We're not getting the
our cultural sites are not destroyed. That even Kupuna, development, which everybody's always pushing for.
agenda right there.
That will ensure that the proper take care that the families are notified and that
You're a fan.
stay in place and preserve.
We're now fans. You want a fan?
We have been going out into the neighborhood
Are you a fan?
meetings and we have somebody.
Are you a fan? Are you a fan? No, you're a fan? Are you a fan? Prince Ali, Jenny Fleck, show some respect. Are you a fan? Oh, this is for you.
We do have programs statewide.
Are you a fan?
So the funding that we receive,
Yeah, survey's online. It's pretty easy to fill out.
the
They really need help with legislation, that's for sure.
the language
Are you a fan?
with our funding for the Hawaiian school.
Are you a fan? Your Royal Highness, who saved Red Hill.
Also, we have investments in economic stability with emergency financial assistance programs. So there is a QR code here for you folks to
Are you
get to our
are you a fan?
site if there is an application that needs to be made.
They go on the website to get that info. Are we supposed to be
We
saying
are
this
always
today?
open to hearing
It's all online. It's all online. It's all on the QR code.
be able to address
It's easier online. When you read through it, it's less than 10 minutes. It's more like your age. Coffee? Easy. Just like I said over the mic, all the Republicans combined, all the states cannot pass a single fucking bill on radio. Because they're Republicans. Yeah, it doesn't get past second reading. My human trafficking bill died before even getting second reading. And it's because a bunch of Alice says no, they all say no. Even Ohana needed help for the Kaka'ako project and their sales and legislation. Yes, please do. Sure. Or you want to feel like semi-royalty?
We do fund the, or have been. I think that we do fund help the Waianae Comprehensive Health Center.
Any extra giveaways?
We have done a number of different funding to assist
More with your association and things? Okay, sure. Yeah. Good for popsicle.
And we do partner with our other Native Hawaiian agencies as well, like Ohana, which is the Native Hawaiian Health Organization, DHHL, and other groups that have assisted in investments in quality housing, like Habitat for Humanity, which there are a number of different programs, of course. We did support the Pokai initiatives during the legislative session, and we are wanting more information from you folks. I brought a survey, so if you folks have some ideas about how to address different things, or if you want to let us know what it is that you feel would help solve some of the issues with housing and houseless, we really want to hear from people in the community.
How do we get to 20%?
Yeah, and we are asking for an accounting. We are working diligently at that. To find out what is the corpus at this point, because things have been sold, and there's different, there's different statements from different entities that are saying what it is that the 20% is of the public land trust. My question often is as well, what about the other 80%? Which is supposed to go to public education and taking care of them.
Can you put it on the mic? Yeah.
How do you define quality housing? Something that has infrastructure, I would say about water, or at least has access to water. I know that there are agricultural lots that,
Off the grid on water catchment.
there may be catchments and stuff, etc. But quality housing would be and so I'm Kohane, they have small houses, but it's shared facilities as far as the kitchen.
It was looking too sweet, so I wasn't sure. I didn't want to be the first one open. When I see the Kupuna, okay.
But
In the coffee should
it's nice and cool, and it's
this
like
one's a little bitter. This
so
one's
tasty.
People just
People
tiny. I
have
didn't want
different
the big one.
ideas of
Yeah.
what quality person can be and what would be better. We are very open to everybody to let us know what you feel.
Yes.
Is Desiree gonna run again for office against
I
Chris?
think so.
You like
Because Chris can't get any bills passed. He can pass anything. Go to human trafficking bill now. The outpost and all of them gonna do the same thing they have against tonight. They're trying to get all the intel in the surveys so put a caucus package together. I'm like, that's full blown. It's only the Democratic Party would try something.
Yeah.
Check on it.
Visibility by those that control resources has not been. I guess if you could suggest that Ohan's visibility is shown through funding school projects or charter schools or nonprofits. Hawaiians are not beneficiaries of nonprofits. We should never be. Foundations, trust. We are a nonprofit. We have to begin to govern self. We have to build community, and nonprofits are structured in a way that it does not allow for community building. It continues to colonize. And so, how do we think outside of the box to allow the beginning of transformation to occur within this community that doesn't hold our Kanaka as beneficiaries of a trust? That we need to begin to build. Yeah.
As Kanaka, we don't qualify.
Individuals, we don't qualify.
Like, get rid of the guardianship. Like, really have OHA begin to advocate for some sort of breaking down of that guardianship status held by the state of Hawaii. They're not doing a good job. They're ripping us off left and right. They're not educating our kids in a way that is allowing them to see how we are related to this island. And so Waianae is a good starting point because the activism exists here. But we kind of
You good? What happened to your knee? It looks bad. You should be sitting down, no more powwowing. That's how you guys have populated Turtle Island. So what has to be going on? Need the Democrats on their side. Republicans don't have a single bill. Get our compromise. Here's extra intel. If you want to see the prison reform, you can get a copy.
Provide us with information and ideas that we think would
And
better.
here's the annual report. It's a grant writing. They're doing some stuff too, some workshops online. There's a survey you can fill out, which is a QR code. It's an easy survey. That's the survey. You have to combine the forces like Captain Planet of all the nonprofit foundations. Because individuals will never fucking qualify. It's very hard to do that. text was made in 1978.
You are absolutely. We are trying to
Frenchie De Soto, the mom of John De Soto, that's the mom. It's like working with the white devil. This is what NT was creating. They're not even giving the 20% profits to be the trustor or trustee and we're the beneficiaries. We just have to try to so this is all we for. And we can get shit unless you qualify with income stuff, and there's always a low.
But I agree that
It's pretty good with the coffee. Because the thing is super sweet. And this thing is really bitter. And you wonder why they have diabetes. Somebody brought them Pia. No. I just drink my liquor. The sugar to the lady.
Asking hard questions. So from the very beginning, people has never taken a stand about the illegal overtime. They favored federal contribution and really spending, which is not what the community in most cases want. They want independence, separation from the United States as a military league. So that there's another goal. Mexico has stand on all the visa that's coming in 2029. And when you have the department, I mean, you got people from DC and the Pentagon coming and say, you need to go ahead and
Ohana.
right now.
Or something.
We
She was trying to help with. She's the representative. I know the chair. And in the newspaper, Stacy the CEO. I's out of a job next November. I say every legislation cycle. It's a game. I know it. You guys getting played. But if you don't got a foundation and trust, you're never gonna get the fucking money. Because if the state and city don't give us a penny, then we gotta go federal. But if we take federal money, you can't pay Native Hawaiian. Unless it's specific, right? Like the NHL, blah blah blah, and the DUI now playing the fucking game.
And now you're permanent. They're decided. Now you got to go for it. Now you got to pay a fine. And all of these rules and regulations.
How do you guys get away with it? How do you guys run your casinos, house the funds? How do you guys?
Everything. Either by sweeps. So what is the regulation help alleviate some of the pressures that are put on you?
They told me, like it's like a certain tribe, maybe there's like 20, 25 people, but they're getting like 10,000 every time the kid comes. They're automatic. Well, they don't run the casino on paper, but they actually hire the white people to run everything, and they keep a cut. They just own it, but everyone else runs it.
So I'm looking for us to take a very leadership role. What makes me nuts is that you have a person that's on the leading from this bloodline.
He's talking about Pokai Bay. That's why I'm kind of like,
we did take testimony that the DLNR, that the EIS statement was not prepared and DLNR did not allow the permit to continue for the so we are advocating. I would say the wheels of justice grind slowly, and we have a mandate, and we are attempting to fulfill it as best we can. I'm here today to I know personally a lot to me, and I am here to Kupuna.
I have two questions for you based on the fact that Hawaiians are losing our rights in Hawaii. Hawaiians are nation president for 14 years and also the non-conference they cannot qualify. My first question is, Oha was founded with the mandate to get
We are
reparations
complaining
for
about
state
Oha. She's
funds
going
that
to gather
were
the intel
taken
from the
from
server and send it back.
And so far, as for you, have seen none of these reparations.
You have to email Kaikale and Stacy, the CEO.
Billions of dollars. And as Hawaiians, we have not seen trillions of dollars. We should be the richest minority or indigenous people in America, and we're not. We haven't got any of that. Also, airport, millions and trillions of dollars. OHA has done nothing, and the mandate number 6 was to get reparations for us. And I had brought this up with some other people. They said, no, OHA is always disagreeing and arguing. They can't agree on where to get reparations and blah, blah. This has been going on for 20 years. So OHA has failed us in that respect. And I'd like to know, why can't you guys get together and get us reparations?
Reparations, the ports. You guys can't hear her well. She's complaining about mandate number 6. Wow, made in 1978.
We, the indigenous people, have to move out. Second of all, based on the fact that we're losing our land base, what is OHA doing to get the 1.3 million acres of land that the state does not own? We, the Hawaiian people, own it. The state does not own it. Why has the state not turned over this land to us?
Powerful questions. How come the leased land isn't coming back?
I don't have the 100% answer to. I will say
I'll have to talk to Kaika Hele.
resolution. It was not a law that was passed. It wasn't put into law. It was a resolution, which means that the president was putting it forth. It's like, executive order. I can say that we are working on many different issues at the Office of Foreign Affairs, and right now we are putting together our legislative priorities, and we also have a federal office that we are looking to hire to have staffing in Washington D.C. as well. So I'm hoping that you folks will provide
from Washington D.C.
that you feel we need to hear.
It's terrible in
Like I
D.C.
said, I will come here again and meet with you folks and take hard questions. I might not be able to answer them, but I will take it back to the office for sure.
I will just email Kaika.
Richard, I have a question for all.
Shucks.
With all the funds that
Look who's here.
yeah, so
From the tribes.
I've had some people
Chihu. Pokai Bay.
and I've asked them to research the vacant houses that they have on the properties, on homestead properties, that's been vacant for years and years and years. But they keep telling me it takes research to confiscate the land back again, or whatever legal procedures. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what to do. But I've been for the last 6 years trying to understand the process with the HHL, because we have a lot of houses that are vacant, that are falling apart, that are able to have our people on the wait list, as well as anybody else that's Hawaiian trying to renovate those places and stuff, because it serves as one of the places that our people can stay, and it's always money. Everything is money, money, money. I've been active in different community actions since 1988, when they first came out with the Coralina project, where they said there's going to bring all Hawaiian kids, Hawaiian families to work there. Until today, you're lucky if you can find 10% of Waianae residents working there, and if they do, they're handing out leaves, they're handing out brochures. They're not top-paying jobs. So you know, Waianae has been plagued with different promises and a lot of stuff that, you know, like I said, I've been active in
Bullshit.
since '88.
Talking about bullshit.
And I see so much things that's happening that doesn't happen in Waianae. So it's money. Everything is money. You know, trying to get a bypass road for the last almost 13 years now. You know, convince people that Farrington Highway does not work, but no money. They can go and they can go condemn land for Kauhali. They can go condemn land for RISE or whatever other non-profit organizations. But can they go up? I asked them for the 6 lane they put up in Makakilo so they can hook up to lots of road. They have all the highway up there, and we could have land they gone back 13, 16 years ago. But what do? The money. We cannot take the land. We cannot this, we cannot that. So every 4 years we change politician. Every 4 years we get a different insight. Every time we change a politician, we get a different insight. So, you know, it's tough being out here for so many years and seeing it go from dirt road to walking school up until 4-lane highways to travel through right. But we try, sometimes we try to understand what the progress means. Progress is exactly what we see. We see a lot of kids, people come home, they're angry. The kids angry, the mom angry. So what they do, they strike out, they reach out. Waianae is known for reach out. So all you guys that have your programs and your money and stuff like that, put together one group. Ask around who wants to sit down. What is the main thing? Yeah,
Kai Kelly,
progress is
sponsor
always the
luau.
main thing.
We
Money
want
is, yeah, everybody
delicious
wants
butterfish luau.
but
Laula,
actually get
little
Waianae
pig,
to what it
all
was
sponsored by Ohana.
when I was born
Barbecue.
in 1947. That's
Have you talked to the
Yeah, you neighborhood board.
about the abandoned properties? So you've been to their council.
But then there's no house. So I gotta wait till 1928 before I
So I'll go over here and address
Yeah,
this.
you
So-
neighborhood board.
So a couple of the things
Somebody
I just want
fired
to
up.
clear up. RISE or no other nonprofit ever will condemn land for build Kauhale. What they're doing is that they're using an emergency proclamation that the governor has. But nobody is condemning land. The second thing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you've been in neighborhood board for so long, but the stop from the road that coming into Waianae, Nanakuli stopped that they didn't want the road coming through their community. Yes or no? I don't know, and I would love to hear why we don't want second road.
No, that's not true. That's not entirely true. What it is,
I sat on a board due to the country flow back in 2010.
Traffic.
One of the things that was depressing for a lot of the families was
Transportation committee.
the workers couldn't get home in time to have dinner with their kids. They couldn't get to the football practices to watch their kids, cheer for them, and so on and so forth. So there was a group of 6 of us. Imant is one of the guys. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew. And at that particular time, the politicians was adamant sitting down with us and trying to revive or trying to assist us in trying to help our traffic flow. We had 22,000 cars going out in the morning. We had 56,000 coming back in the evening because all the various different shifts, the schools, times, and so on, and different. Coming home, everybody wants to get home. I gotta go all the way down to Waianae for turn around and come back. But that's the only avenue that we had at the time. There's different avenues now. There's different avenues. There's ways that we can go over the mountain and end up at Kupuna Walmart. But nobody wants to look at it. Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants to give up. That land is all barren land up there in Mapa. But how do you get from Makai up to Mapa and over the pass? And that's what a lot of people don't want to hear because it takes money. It takes a
$500 billion. And under the federal act is, if the highway does not feed any other community, the highway funds will never, ever come to Waianae and help us build our second road. So there's a lot of variables in there. Thank you.
Thank you for clarifying that, Uncle Ken. It was my understanding that True Center Gate said that they were trying to make a road through the homestead, and that the homestead had opposed that second road.
That was a different issue. At one time, instead of going all the way to Pikachu, we tried to look at different short distance roads which went to Ohana, which we would have to have made an extension between Ohana up to Ohana. Then from Ohana, you could go around. And guys that coming from Waianae, they could go through that back path. But that was a different issue. A lot of guys ended up parking their cars in the path, so we couldn't remedy the situation in that particular area. So what we did is exactly what you see now. Now, when I come home at 5 o'clock or 4:30 or 3:30, I'm upset because that left lane, guys are going 60, 70 miles an hour. If I had my way, I would take away the public flow labor.
And that comes to you.
We have multiple board members here in your individual capacity.
My question is all I thought about, has anybody mentioned to you folks that should a nation government return?
Kingdom of Ohana, Chief of War.
Native government.
Great question. I don't think she can respond to that. Great question.
I can't specifically answer the question right now, but I certainly will try to have those. You know, we are governed by a board of 9 elected officials. We do have Board of Trustee meetings. People are welcome to come and testify and provide their about that. But I don't specifically have information about a specific plan that you're referring to. I would just like to jump on Uncle Kai'ili's question to you as the advocacy person. I asked you to ask who in this board, like the American, who like return to Hawaiian Kingdom, gotta start from inside. You guys have that power to start it from the inside, right? But we need the voice from the inside to start it. Yeah, and so to ask that and look through your policies, procedures, and dissect it and revise it with what fits for us and move forward from there. That's the start. Well, I can say that our purpose is to hold the trust until there is a new government that was overthrown. What that looks like, I think, is the issue that everybody is trying to figure out. You know, some people supported federal recognition. There are other sovereignty ideas. But I do know that that's what OHA is holding on to, you know. Well, luckily here in Hawaii, we do have kingdom rules. I mean, our laws are following kingdom laws. That's why everybody has public access to shoreline. Here in the state of Hawaii, it doesn't exist.
So, in Waianae, this council right here, we follow Royal Order of Kupuna. We claim sovereignty. we claim that this is our kingdom of our Waianae Mokuya. And when we talk with Uncle Pokai, it's always like conscious how we operate and how we live, right? But what Nani is saying, it's time for Oha to take that stand and say, we, the ones that run this kingdom, we, the ones that do this policies and procedures following kingdom. And we haven't seen Oha stand straight front and center and be like, we taking this. We are a separate team from the state of Hawaii. We are the kingdom of Hawaii, and we run this way. And that's what Nani is asking. Yeah?
I just need to disclose that I'm sharing this as a member of my Hawaiian community in that capacity.
Not as a board.
So going back to Uncle Lanford's explanation of people sitting in traffic for a few hours. One is poor design. So when you let our state design things, it's not very far-reaching in terms of their practices of Ohana. Really took a look at how impacts will come to its people. And there are no serious plans. The family for 10 years instead of 50 years or 100 years. People were great families in that sense. So, Puka talks a lot about immigration. You're part of the United States. State of Hawaii is part of the United States. So therefore, they're going to be like the United States. Doesn't mean that it's this for Hawaiian people. But they are behaving that way. And so what do we expect? That's the behavior. So we have to challenge the behavior and move it to a different model of politics. That's what Waianae is asking for, a different model of politics. What do we need in this community? First and foremost, we should have an office here. We should have an office here on China. So that it's free access 24/7 to address any needs of our community. Such as when you have fights in your family, that you have a safe space to go to. And because of every single beach it's illegal to access a public space after a certain time. And who's created this groups? And in our community. Because they're not operating from a kind of position. They're operating from a very and how they kind of position. We gotta make rules. We gotta sit back down. We don't need rules. We understood public. We understood public. When you break the couple, the consequences of it is here. And so you cannot stand on both sides of the fence and suggest, oh, at this moment I'm going to be American and at this moment I'm going to be Hawaiian. It's all or nothing. Really, it's all or nothing. I agree with Nani to some extent. I have a hard time with deciding on if we're going to call it Kingdom of Hawaii because we haven't had our auntie really step up to showcase the value of the Nalii system, such as community schools with access to the largest private lands in Hawaii, but yet our people are still living on the beaches. So do we have a problem? Yes, we have a problem with our elite trust fulfilling the responsibility to come at the Pokai Bay. Do they need to step out of the box? Yes, come on down. Waianae is baby. But now, you're sending us to school. Yeah? You're sending us to school to be educated in the Waianae system, but we still remember our Kupuna. And so therefore, we're going to listen to that, to the language of our Kupuna.
It's not about no can. It's about can. So how can, rather than no can. I'm not interested in whether it's a law or resolution. You lied, you stole the land. Now, what is your responsibility? With all the leases for the military, give it back. No more leases. All the land you stole, plan on giving it back. Be ready. And start putting some of the resources that Ohana has to move in that direction. So if it's not something that Ohana wants to do, get the hell out of the way.
You know, you cut off the land is a perfect example. You entered into an agreement and then you never look at the rules of engagement.
Who made the rules of engagement?
Like, what the hell? This is supposed to be the best mind? I don't know. So if that's the best mind making a decision for people who not going to even step on that island, not going to step on that island, you should invest in Waianae. We're going to step on the island.
Okay, so it's not about no can, it's about content. And all these other reasons
Dana's frustrated.
within equality laws, policies. I'm not interested, you're not interested. What can we do to benefit our community, our kids, our elders? And it should be, and the thing is for all, in my mind, if there is one Hawaiian bonus on the beach, you have failed. And Ohana needs to step up and get off this, oh, that's not my department, oh, no, I can't do that. And to me, that's all about.
Want me to talk?
To coordinate with the various entities that you're speaking of that would be able to put it together, community schools, OHA, and, we have conventions that
We don't need a convention. We can have a convention right here, but are you going to agree to be there? Are you going to be at the table?
I'm here. I'm here and I got it.
Can you help
But I have, so, I am here so that I can try to assist in navigating the direction folks are
fill out the form?
Yeah, so, give us your, we have experience, we are trying to I understand the frustration. I don't disagree.
Yes.
I work for the best I can.
Questions all over the place.
Aloha for being here. And honestly, just like this, this is a question in housing, and I think for me particularly, it's a huge ownership. Ownership is powerful. I see, I go back and forth a lot with salary moisturization, which is very similar to how the community agriculture should be a consideration. And it is my suggestion is to create an education program to create generation of outside of the agricultural habits. I see families in one home and one homes for a very, very long time.
Okay, I'll go with your letter first. Contact information.
On how to housing for each of our generations.
Put in your own foundation, your own trust.
And so
Pikachu solution.
within that, my suggestion is what education is given to as we gain these lands back. How are we going to educate people to hold them and to create more wealth within themselves and their families?
Kalani with her.
They shouldn't be. They're also mandated by the state, but they're not owned by the state. They need to come together with the people of the land, because bottom line, when they get down to ground zero, these people take the gas. And we be screaming. Outward protectors. So when you say, oh, we got the streets, have the recreation. See, when are you guys going to be ready to make something cool? You know what I mean? So,
We'll be dead.
if you're looking at that, you guys need to search within Ohana. What does that look like inside? Because somehow it's not really outside the circle. It's inside that circle and lock and key. So when we see this from the outside, face Waianae. These questions will come on and rapid fire. I was kind of like telling Uncle, you coming, here we go. And so with this, we need to make everybody rise up to the platform. And now this is where accountability is going to come in. What had the leadership of Ohana done for the Kanaka? And so, because they get to make you the right cause, and they get the same goal, well, we're not ready yet.
Special Kupuna services.
That's what we have.
Uncle Sparky's enjoying.
In order to change, that start inside. You guys hold the baton.
Change the phone.
Really, guys, the Pokai Bay, picking the bottom line, takes it. All because of what Ohana team is doing on this right.
Wakainana's grandchildren, if people don't speak on that. Like,
some of these leaders are just lining up their pocket. And when they do $5 million or $5,000 to marry Manak, these guys are multi-billionaires. What is $5,000? You get Hawaiian is giving more than $5,000 just for marrying Manak, and that's only the tip of that. Now when you get into the land, that's going to be major. That land needs to be, if Ohana going to be the grant for the Kanaka, you got to take 100% control. And then that way, the state can manipulate you guys without passing things and passing some and not passing the other. That's going to hold the Kanaka back.
I will take this information back. It's being done by.
Kaitahele, Stacey, Oha.
We're, I'm hoping that this will move things forward. I completely agree with you. We do need to move forward.
Are you willing to take a stand that we need to turn to action?
No. Just say no.
If you take over some entities that are mandated and governed by the United States, it's like a federal mandation, I agree with you. That's fine. Because what is that? They're allowed to push them. We want not ever be part of the states.
So I just wanted to, I got from where my heart is. And growing up in Minnesota as a little black girl, I witnessed seeing a lot of what you guys are experiencing in Hawaii and also the Native American reservations that they have there. So education is really, really important. And what I have realized in making the choice to live in Waianae is that everybody that I work with in nonprofits and other places on the other sides literally are like, well, it's Waianae, that's just how it is. And I find that like deplorable. So I think that education really does suffer here, and I find it really interesting that like Kamehameha schools, and we're putting money into those, and these are like local, you know, Hawaiian people, and they're not allowed to go to those schools, or they can't, you know, like that's ridiculous to me. So I think it's really important too that we come together as a community and make a school that is like for the kids of our, because they discount them. They discount them. They discount them. It's hard to keep the teachers, the SPED ed teachers here. It's hard to just get everybody together, you know? Get everybody together, get all the parents on board. Waianae and like the leeward side, it could be something, to me, it makes no sense that windward side, because it's not as pretty. I'm sorry, it's just not. That's my personal opinion.
Don't mind, Michelle. You're directed to mention was Oha did 3 times. 3 times. Set up entities, decide what we wanted. Each of those 3 times is folks sponsored it, paid for it. Each time we came to, we want independence. We don't want to be part of America. We don't want ABC. We want total independence. Or shut it down. Withdrew their funds. Just so we know where the line is. So now we're
Mahalang kainin. Hello, Michelle. Mahalo for coming. You know, and so like Aikani just said, they have supported conventions from elected people. Unfortunately, when those electees chose otherwise than status quo, that's when the funds get pulled, is when it's not what OHA predetermines, what the fake state predetermines, or what America predetermines. It's about time that we need to stand up and take a position, a hard position that may have consequences, but we suffer consequences every day already. There's nothing new that's going to come to us except less, less, and less. We are moderately less. But we deserve so much more because all of this is ours. And those of us that have been fortunate to come behind people like Kaunani, Trask, and even former trustee Mililani Trask, and Dr. John Osorio, and so many others before us, who now know the truth. So it's those people that have that fake state recognition, that have that American recognition, they need to stand up and rise. And yes, when you stand up against this administration right now, it's with consequences. It's already being felt. He's against EEI. We are Native people. We're not a race. We're a political entity, which is the exception between Hawaiians and others. But we need OHA to fulfill its duty of what it was created for, and that is to receive all benefits, all incomes, all revenues from the use of our lands. And OHA has had several inventories, and yet the people have failed to see the inventory, but there have been several inventories. So this is money toho. So have a group of people that will attest that this inventory will be released to the public, not just to the trustees, not just to the funders, because that's a lack of transparency that has already been mentioned. We need you here. So when OHA wants to serve the Native people, which is in Pokai Bay, Hawaii, all of it, not just in Waianae, but for the time being, I believe we still hold the highest number of Hawaiians. And like this one here, she's more than a quarter, but not 50%. But really, your blood quantum doesn't matter, except for one area, and that's in the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. So unfortunately, we bash these federal entities, but it's really not their fault, because without that establishment that Prince Kuhio had created for us, we wouldn't even have it. Right now, we're supporting Act 80, which is supporting blood quantum of 1/32, which was passed by this fake legislature years ago, mentioned by Congressman Kahele before he left, even Pa'alele. So it's been up there on the floor, and they know it. So we collectively need to get on that and just sign their survey, or actually it's an inquiry form. We do have the QR code. I can share it with anybody. But that's what we need to do by September 15th. There's a deadline for everything. And then again, who cares about the deadline? We're over 130 years of this sad situation. And so we're going to keep fighting. But what we need is for OHA to hear the people. Not just those that come to OHA, because they're busy working, but those in the community. And I think you folks are having a community coming up, a community meeting that comes up. So that's definitely something that needs to be done by all the communities. And I also wanted to speak to Kamehameha schools. We're not really bashing Kamehameha schools. That's the trust that Princess Pauahi had set for education. So we need to remember and recognize that. It's like you creating a trust or an entity, all of us here, and saying, I want my money spent one way. And now generations later, everybody says, oh no, spend it another way. She created that trust for educational purposes. So how do we bring that education into our livelihood? Not just the standard K to 12, 0 to 12, but we need 0 to Yumake, from womb to tomb. So we need Kamehameha schools to up that trust. And I think they have the capacity to do womb to tomb on how our people are going to sustain themselves in years to come. Because it's not going to get easier. But we need them to focus that educational American into male Hawaii, and how in Hawaii and throughout the world we will thrive, not just survive. Kanaka, we need to thrive. And some of you are doing a great job. Mahalo, there's also us that's still learning. OhanaUnityChair.
Hello, my hello, Mama Bridges, and I just wanted to mahalo everybody here and to be able to sit here and listen to all this powerful manao from our Kupuna. I just wanted to invite I've been when I go to community groups, I always advocate if we can possibly find some way to figure out how to get a Hawaiian cultural center. And if we could start here in Waianae, I think I can name like about 100 people that would be happy to manage a publicly quasi-funded from the state thing. Like Satellite City Hall. Our Satellite City Hall is such a beautiful location. Half of the building is empty. I have no clue about jurisdiction or who get what there. But like, I want artists in residence, like Kali Crew doing a melody writing. I want Auntie Kalani, she's doing it at her house. But I'd rather do it in aircon with a bathroom and parking. You know, and hula classes. I like to Ohana for my mom. And I don't know where to do it. There's no like central place for us to do it. I feel like even on the education space, when my daughter at Waianae, a lot of the kids over there, they're baller. And they listen to that kind of music and that lifestyle. And it's like, you guys are Hawaiian and Samoan. I feel like you guys should be proud of who you are, but we don't have an education site that's outside of the school, you know what I mean, outside of some program And I think, as Kupuna was saying, like from womb to tomb, that might be a nice location for us to be able to offer those kind of classes and that kind of space. And I think maybe we're waiting for Ohana a little bit too much, but I feel like there's community groups that will be really interested, and if we could bring that up to the leadership there. It will be a complicated jurisdictional thing, and I don't know. I tried doing resolutions and bills, and it just gets torpedoed by housing and everything else. And, those are really super important issues. But not to detract from that, but I was just wondering if we could bring it up to the council.
She can professionally sign
What I
it.
heard today is we need office, presence in our community center, which is very helpful. Yes, I'd like to share that oftentimes we think of education as having to come from the outside and having to replicate the outside. We have spaces in Waianae that offers education. We have individuals in Waianae that can teach our KP, but they don't have the licensing requirement that the state wants. We need to begin to open up the opportunity for our Kanaka, with the help of OHA, to become teachers for our community, regardless of if they meet federal standards, that they are able to teach what our community would like our kids to be taught, using culture, using our language, using our Ohana, all of the things that makes us a grounded Kanaka in this space. Understanding that Aina is an extension of us, and I agree that we have to look at the total lifespan of the Kanaka from birth to death, but we also have to understand that for Kanaka, our existence continues beyond the passing. We hala, we transition into a different space, and we call upon those that have entered into that space to kako our ohana. So important kind of, ohana is important. We have to have discussions about that and how that affects how we navigate, how we build Pivina, how we have conversations that sometimes we don't agree with because we are held to certain standards that are foreign to who we are as people.
Thank you. Thank you for standing there and taking all of this.
No, thank you. I mean, I think that this is a fantastic group. I think that you folks all have very valid positions and great ideas. I do agree that there needs to be a place for people to go, and I know that there are some programs like CBSFA, that get created so that you do have shoreline access. I think that, it's like out in Molokai too, sometimes the bad apples make it so that nobody gets to do things. So I just think that we all need to work together, and hopefully the Office of Hawaiian Affairs can be a part of the solutions.
And you have
Stacy, the CEO, Stacy.
I can ask. Yeah, I mean, I can ask and see.
Yeah, so one of the things that came back from Kupuna Council is for those two guys to come together in this circle. Say that again.
Yeah, say it again.
So the request is that Kai and Stacy come back to this Kupuna Council together. Kai has come before, so he's very familiar with the Kupuna Council, and he knows some of us personally, and so he knows what we're about. Stacy has never came. We've been going on, our resolution went in 2022, but we've been doing this since 2019, and the only other person that came was Chantel from Oha, and so.
Sorry, the big issue in Waianae right now is water. Okay? So this is just information you can take back. We have a water commission meeting coming up on the 28th via Zoom. Again, water is life. Vai means wealth. So when we don't have water flowing right from Auka to Kai, we have a couple of issues here. One is that the ocean is becoming very acidic. It's killing off whatever is living in there.
Alkaline.
And so we have a responsibility. You wanna advocate. Talk about how we can get water back into Pokai, so that we can flourish and be healthy people. You know, all that is important.
I agree, and also my director, Lena Alale, who is an environmental, formerly with the Earth Justice. That is our director now for advocacy, and she wants to come out next time. So if you cannot get Kai and Stacy, Lena Ala will be able to speak with you folks, and is sorry that she couldn't come today too.
Yeah. Oh, I have something.
All right, so I do have a solution for Ohana, Kai, Kahele Estates. I know you guys are watching. So we could use your support in 2026 legislation for Native Hawaiian Cultural Center, because we have the Nani Peterson right here on our neighborhood board. You can definitely teach Olelo Valley better than me, but I have my master's degree. I did substitute teach. I used to teach Pro City High School. I don't do it anymore, but we have other foundations right here, so Spain Suzuki, Makua, Makaha Foundation. We have a lot of people with nonprofits already. There's no sense us repeating the process. Because as individuals, when we try to ask for money through Oha, CNH, we don't qualify because of limits. But if you have a nonprofit, NHO, foundation, or trust, magically you get the money through DHHL, Nahasa funds, So we could use something like that, the Native Hawaiian Cultural Center, so we can get funding, choose the lands, working with everyone else together to extort the white devil from Chief of War and use it for what we want.
I just wanted to add another thought. When Kuhio Lewis, after he ran for Oha, he got hired by Oha. And then subsequently after that, he became a community liaison. And so Oha had actually cited him at DHHL maybe 1 or 2 days a week for community services. But I think at this point in time, OHA can do better. You know, we have nonprofit organizations that you folks already help to support. WETSI is one of them. I'm not volunteering them, but we do have several. Kamehameha Schools Community Learning Center, we have them in Laili and in Nanapuli. So right there are 3 entities that OHA could collaborate with to put a community liaison in there that will work with individuals, so that, you know, those of us that want to do bigger things, not just for us, but for a greater purpose that is beyond us, but we don't have that nonprofit, that 501c3 status, and some don't want it for various reasons, but for OHA to try and work with them, primarily to work with individuals. How can we help you? Not just to be a director of where you can go to, but actually to communicate with that entity that you folks are funding to help these individuals. You say, we're referring you to these individuals for this purpose for which you're being funded. Help these individuals to thrive, not survive, but to thrive.
Mahalo for that. You know, we have been understaffed, severely understaffed too. And I know that's a horrible excuse, and I'm not making an excuse at all, but we are increasing our staffing, and we are trying to create better programs, and that's why we're here, to find out what the needs are and how we can help. Mahalo. Right, understaffing oftentimes comes from over requirements that are beyond some of us. I have no degree, not even associates. Waianae High School, Eola. However, we do have Akamai people that their community experience is at a doctorate level. So I think what we need to do is, when you're thinking community, go to the community and never mind your preferences. You go to the community needs. There you will find the right people. Nani, Lina, she's got a doctorate. Dana, he's educated, but he qualifies as well. So we do have several in this circle and even more outside. So I think when we change who we're looking for to who we need based upon their community actions, that's where you're going to find the right people. All of that. And we do, we're co-trustees of Papahanamo Kokia, and we work with the cultural working group, and we do fund certain contracts and things like that too. So, like you're saying, it's not necessarily, with a Western education that we would support various people who can help in various areas too. So I know that we do that in that realm, and I can't imagine why we wouldn't be able to. But I am not the authority on this. So. That's what we're trying
the
to
chairs of all
in the
committees.
community first, and then we haven't prepared our legislative package. So that's what we're here for. Yeah. So that's on the slide, the colorful one. The last page of it has the QR code for our. Yeah. So
fill it out online.
Please provide us with your mana'o and whatever ideas you feel, and just let us know. That's what we're here for right now, and that's why I'm here today. Mahalo.
Okay, so we're gonna go around. You wanna go around, Nani? And get your phones out. And if you didn't do the survey yet, and you're not part of that group text that I texting, please stand up and fill up. And you don't need to be Kanaka for fill that out.
Luckily, Pikachu already sent it online. You can follow Kupuna Council. Lynette Cruz, Lena Spinks, you can tag her too, so it's already on there. And we already have the agenda online.
Okay, so community updates. Why you first? Why you punas?
Tomorrow we're going to be at Ni'oi Ulaheao in Lualuale. Meet up at 8 o'clock. We're done by 11. If you want to join us, please do. As soon as you get to the gate, they'll be aware that you're going to be working. Bring some tools. You got a weed whacker, bring that. As soon as you get in the gate, you need to just turn right. There's a little parking area. You see a bunch of cars parked there. If you've not been to Lualuale like forever, because you should go, come visit us. We'll be there at 8 o'clock or 7:45. What else? Oh, and then Sunday we're at Ni'oi Ulaheao. Sunday we're at Mokaina Heiau, which is on Kua'okala Ridge, above Kaena Point, but you can't come. It's too late because I think the names went in already for that. So we're going to all of these sites at least once a month. We'll try to get a calendar out, but it's not up to us because for many of these accesses, it all depends on who's available in the military to actually escort us in. And then the first Sunday of every month from 9 o'clock to about noon, we're up at Ka'ala Farm. If you want to come up and join us, if you have a weed whacker, it's great, you can use it, but you have hands, that works too. We're just pulling weeds at the place where the EB are. So it's a burial site that nobody talks about and nobody takes care of. I think we may be the only ones. So you're welcome to come, 9 to about noon.
And then so Nani them are up there every Sunday at Ka'ala and every Thursdays after 2 p.m. If you guys want to learn how to do tapa, pound tapa, That's what they're doing up there. Good stress reliever. You cannot hit people with clubs, but you can hit them with. Okay. Opio. So I'm gonna give this mic to Uncle Rocky, because this past Tuesday was our first meet and greet with the ALC kids at Waianae, and then I'll kako him after he talks.
Okay, it was a great experience for myself, being with the students here, of ALC program, ALC program. Anyway, we went in, introduced ourselves, and there were like about maybe a dozen of them, 15 of them, students. A lot of repeats for seniors, and a lot of the younger ones coming out. So, and at first when we walked in, introduced myself, a lot of them that didn't seem too interested in what we were going to talk about. But along the way, I could see that I see this one girl. All she did was lay down, had her head down and her eyes closed when we first started. And this other person, he's an athlete, and he was on his phone, looking at his phone all the time. But as we went through our presentation, then I seen this girl waking up. So that showed me that they have an interest in something, yeah? And so we shared to them how it is in the real world. So all of you seniors here, you need to come up with a plan, and you need to, because you're not going to be staying home all your life. As soon as you graduate, your mom and your dad's going to tell you, you got to get a job. So plan now before you get out. And your younger ones, plan now before you get out also. You have an interest in something. And if we can help you in any way, the Kupuna Council, let us know so we can direct your help to other people in the community. So that went out well. And before you know it, we had all the attention. And even one little guy was next to me. He's a chicken fighter. He wanted to know what we can do. Hey, well, you know, so he's all into that. He's all into roosters. You know, okay. So we got the attention. That was the main focus. That we get the attention and that we understand why we are here to help them. And you guys are the next leaders of our community. So we need to build you up and make you a very good community member to give back to the community. And you are the only one to make the right choice or the wrong choice. But I say drug dealing is a no-no. It's a wrong choice. Because you're going to either end up going to jail for 30-something years, or you're going to end up dying on the streets. So, drug dealing is a no-no. And they understood that. But anyway, if I can give more information, I also give for Lena. All right.
And that's what I told the kids. My kuleana is to kako'o, kupuna, and malama keiki. And like Uncle said, when you first, this is ALC kids, right? They're not interacting with kids. They have their own lunch. They start after everybody and they leave before everybody. But I think what worked that day was, we was real. Uncle told them straight, you guys think being a drug dealer is good, but it's not. you know. And so what the blessing was for us this time, I think, was last year, because of all the gun violence, they had to have 2 separate classes. They had to separate the kids. But this year, things have de-escalated. For whatever reasons, they only have 1 ALC class. They're supposed to have 24 kids. 15 is showing up constantly. So that's a win for ALC, because normally they don't have that many kids showing up. And what we did was, what Uncle Wen asked them was, what you like do, right? And it empowered them. You could see them, like, it's your future, your life, you do what you gotta do because nobody owe you nothing. And they got it. It's the first time we've been doing this for 3 years with the ALC kids, and it's the first time that we go in at our first meet and greet and seeds is planted. And so I'm kind of excited for this school year with this group of kids and what comes from it. We gave them all these different things we can do. It's kind of broken up. Get the Lavaitas over there, get the sports guys over there, get the chicken fighting kids over here, and then get the girls. And that's just kind of how the class was set up. And so the class, they got an old, like a science class. So they got all these weird stuff in the class, and I'm like, we can help and decorate the class. We can listen to the kids. And when I was in high school in Hilo High, we used to have Christmas corners, and we could decorate our corners. And it would be so fun to hear these kids and let them decorate their own little areas and empower them that way. And in the same time, like, make sure that that is aligned with community. And so I'm excited for the OPOs. That's only one group that we deal with. Our next one is Papahano Kaiona kids, and once they do the Kupuna you pick, then we go back to Makaha and be with those kids. And just in the 2 years that you guys been showing up there, you guys have made a big difference in those kids too. Because some of these kids think that nobody cares. And just by you guys showing up consistently makes them know that somebody cares. And when they see you in community, like I'm telling you, and you guys know as Kumos, right? Like 5, 10, 15, 20 years, they're going to see you, they're still going to show you that same aloha. Because you and help plant that seed of aloha in them. So mahalo you guys too for always being willing to volunteer to go and be with the kids, because we are making a difference there for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go Kauhale with Nani and Dana. They had teamed up with Rise last week. I sorry I couldn't make it, and then they can give us an update on what's happening with that.
So in terms of Kauhale, again, just building the understanding that we're not looking at the state's model of Kauhale, which is building communities that focus on individuals experiencing health challenges, mental health challenges, and all kinds of other PDK. That's a Western paradigm. Yeah. Qualified housing, no. What we're trying to do is just get Aina, begin the process of reintroducing people to Aina, building a spirituality base. You know, Ho'omana comes in all forms. It doesn't just have to come through the Halepule. It can come from the Aina, can come from the wind, can come from various spaces. We're inclusive. We help everybody, but our focus is really on our kanaka, on the coast. We have trusts that are out here, and so we're doing connections to those trusts and looking at pilot programs that can help get our kanaka from one space to another space. Being on Aina is important, first and foremost. How do you build that kuleana to that space? If nobody knows anything about RISE, they work with a certain population of individuals experiencing houselessness, and that population is 16 to 24, 14 to 24. So just imagine you being one keiki at 14 and not having any supports in place. So they're taking this Hanai approach, that they really putting out space so that the individual is able to begin to recognize that, oh, I do have supports in community. It's kind of challenging to listen to how people say that, oh, you get thieves and this and that. But who can create that? We did. Because we never have the proper Hanai kind of kuleana in place. And so here's an opportunity for us to insert how we can build better communities. So Rise was there. Let me tell you, we had a whole bunch of people who are in the Rise program still consider what would qualify as homeless, houseless, and they were in another community of homeless, houseless individuals on state land at what they call Sewers Beach. And we just went there, helped clean up, because our representative said as long as we clean up and kind of make the aesthetics look good, then they can stay for it. They're going to support them staying in place, right? So we want to bring awareness to that. Right now, it's about Lokia. And so how do we change our community's perception about how we treat our most vulnerable? Because they are vulnerable. All of us is vulnerable. And no amount of education is going to remove the vulnerability or the impacts of you experiencing some sort of trauma or grief in your life that can take you down a spiral into losing everything. And so just bringing that awareness. Also, when we work with ALC kids or individuals who, just having a job is not enough. I'm sorry. $17, $18, $20 is not enough to live in Hawaii. If you guys are aware of how much it costs to be in the hale, we're talking 15 to 4 grand maybe. Some places the makakilo up 5,000. If the house is 1.2 million, rent is probably $7,000. So just be aware of that. Like when we talk about just getting somebody into a job it's not the only solution. There has to be some sort of subsidy to help people stay in place, that they don't lose their right to be in a house. And so I heard something about education, yeah? Again, we have to educate ourselves who are educated to recognize that the gap between rich and poor is growing, and consolidation of wealth is going to the top. So if we don't recognize that the rich are getting richer, while all of us who are working class are going to be poor and not have land under our feet because we cannot afford it, and they are buying up everything, then we're losing the battle. So just recognize that. And so we move forward with advocating for those who are houseless. Yes, we have, through the neighborhood board, we have a homeless and housing committee. And so we have a meeting on September 5th at Ohana, or the old Opala project, which is in back of each tab. Yes, Waianae. Yeah, so we'll be there from 6 to 7 for the houseless or homeless and housing committee. And then after that, we're going to talk about economic development for our community. So kind of linking the two together. And that one is from 7 to 8. So everybody should come down and begin really transforming our community. And now we get the help of OHA, who's coming. They want to, they're coming in, right? We putting up the kahea. Like, Hawaiians are here. You better be here too. And that's it.
Yes, so Nani and Dana volunteered for the neighborhood board, and they got elected. And they do house many committees, and I was there when they all signed up for their committees, and me as a community member will support as much as I can, because they did take good committees. And so everything is aligning. The work that we're doing here and what they're going to do there, like it's going to align and it's just going to move forward for the community. But I also wanted to take the time to thank you, Dana, because I did notice that you guys had Kuleana Coral there. And so part of the outreach, what Nani and Dana talks about, which is just brilliant, right? You're not going to go over there and just go pick up the rubbish. They brought Kuleana Coral over there so they could get educated. The people who live there engage with Kuleana Coral so they can be aware that the things they have on the shoreline is affecting the coral. Oh, okay, so Kuleana Coral is a nonprofit, and their goal is to educate the community about the corals and the reefs that is growing out here, and they're propagating it in certain areas. They're doing amazing work, and if you guys don't know who they are, go Google them. If you're on social media, go follow them. And but mahalo for that, Dana.
Yeah, there was Stone is the brainchild to that, so we gotta give credit to Stone. Yeah, we all work together in terms of like. I am not too familiar with Lydia House, but I can say that I did share with Stone the process of we should do this, and so in that sense, yes.
So that was last week. There was a beach cleanup at the place called Sewers, which is not really the name, but it's across the street from Alpha. Okay, so anyway, I was there. I took pictures. I didn't do work. I mean, it was basically hot as hell. And so there were some tents set up, and under the first tent, as we were driving in, was a place called Lydia House, and I was like, what is that? I never heard of Lydia House. I had to go look online, but also I got one of their brochures. Lydia House is a safe place for youth, and it's named Lydia after the Queen. To me, that's like a big deal, because I know that the Queen really, really cared about young people. And so they have an organization, a nonprofit, and they service young people. I'm going to assume it's in town. And then it's a safe place to drop in. You can shower, you can eat. You can't sleep there, but you can wash your clothes, you can just hang out, and you can meet other people. And I think that's a great idea as a start. So I'm hoping we can partner up with Lydia House, because the reality is the Queen is every place. She don't live in town. And so there might be a way for us to expand their program. And then because I'm looking at you, how come OHA is not funding this stuff? This is, okay, I can go on, which is why people would think I'm a bitch, because I get bitch, I tell you. But I'm not going there. And then the other groups, the coral people, I thought they were fabulous. And we parked there, and it was a beautiful cleanup. And I was in a place where I could actually watch all of these bags of trash being loaded up into trucks and being driven away. So I know there's a lot of trash over there, and people did pick it up, and it looked a lot better when it was done.
And I think it goes back to what Dana was saying, like educating them that clean up your stuff. Pikachu, legislative, you got anything for us?
Of course.
He do the stuff we don't like doing.
Yeah, it's pretty boring, but we have a live update for all of you while the cops are here. One of our homeless community members found a skull like Indiana Jones. He brought it to us in a Ziploc bag. So Nani's talking right now, our neighborhood boy, we grabbed Abraham Caillo. It's in that Ross bag right now behind me, you guys can see. So apparently some people from the homeless community, not from here, started digging in the EV Kupuna area. DLNR rolled in and rolled out on the Conservation State Police. I flagged them down. The cops are here from 911. They called the 10-2 to dispatch, which is a good thing, but DLNR has to come back for EV Kupuna. That's not our responsibility. I'm not going to get no bad juju mana and touch ancient skulls and the EV Kupuna right there. So we have OHA right here. We have our Kupuna board right here. We have 911, and we know Chief Vanek. But I said, we're calling Don Chang and get DLNR, and they're pulling back here. Because they're supposed to do that job, regardless of how we feel. That's what they get paid to do. They can go to the Department of Land, Department of Law Enforcement, Doe, Mike Lambert, but they're, how long they're going to take. DLNR came out. While we're talking on this stuff, all of this stuff, This is going live right now here for all of you guys. So now what are we going to do together to protect this? Because what's going to stop them doing this the next time? We can write bills all day long on Capitol Hill, but if it doesn't get passed, what's the point? Criminals break the law. So the legislative update, everyone wants to pass bills next year on Capitol Hill. From January to May, that's all they do. After May to January, they have no clue. I don't know what the hell they do, to be honest with you, but they get paid every month to placate you, to have town halls, all this stuff. So you got everyone going to meet Ever Beach tonight, about 6 o'clock. David Alcos, Diamond Garcia, Julia Reyes Oda, Elisha Perrick, probably Kurt Favela. They're on this listening tour.org. You can see all their dates. Hawaii, Joe Gideon, Chris Moroka. So when I talked to Garner Shimizu at the Arc of Safety last night, he got told to tone it down because they don't like people stepping up for their community and speaking up for the people. So it's really weird. Pikachu wants to cause trouble. So I'm definitely going to show up and teleport tonight in Ever Beach. We'll see what they're going to do on Crapwood Hill. Because yes, it's Kupuna. Yes, they make this stuff up. And who follows this on the They don't even listen to Kai Kahele when they're going for Hakako and for $600 million for X, Y, and Z. They lie to us all the goddamn time. And I've never met anyone from the state of Hawaii. When you go to court, same thing like state of California. State of New York is some corporation made in 1959. We can talk about this all day long because Ohana's a state entity made in 1978. The young soon tried to sue them, but they realized the state of Hawaii can't sue the state of Hawaii. So it gets real asinine. We have to be straight up with all of you guys. And in order to pass legislation next year, what I encourage you guys is to look at the chairs in the Democratic Party. So if you want to write laws, you got to talk to Carl Rhodes. You got to look at the Hawaii State Judiciary Committee. If you want agriculture, you got to talk to Mike Gabbard, yes, Tulsi's father, because they help us write the bill for SB 1249. So we have to work with the Democrats. Regardless, if we don't like some of our people, like City Councilor Andrew Tapola, who can't even get sidewalks built because my Kupuna complained, they can't come to Kupuna Council. Because you're coming down Lulu'ule Road, you can't roll down on your walker, you can't roll down on the wheels, it's very dangerous, you're going to go back to the drug houses every time. And so we feel the frustration, but my answer to all of you is to create your own foundation, create your own trust, so you can write all that stuff off, pay the least amount of taxes, and now you can get the OHA money, CNHA money, federal money, but I have to warn you, if City Council won't give you money from $5 billion budget, if the state of Hawaii won't give you money from the $21.5 billion budget, then you got to go federal. If you take the federal money, you can't say Native Hawaiians, you can't say certain people, and that's the game we're playing. So I'd rather have that for the solutions for the kids and for the future, because you can start a business LLC for $75, but you have to have the foundation and trust so you can write it all off and qualify. Chihu! Yeah, you.
That's what we do, not us.
They already have the foundation.
Fourth thing. Okay, so military update. I don't know if you're watching the news, but it seems like the Army Secretary is trying to push the governor to expedite the lease agreements. Makua is one of them. And we don't really know what's happening, to be honest, right? And at the end of the day, this goes back to why we feel the way we feel. But at the same time, we are trying. We really are. We are trying to let our voices be heard to the people that we know. We're trying to come up with our plan, but we got a plan. We got a really good plan. And so we are allowing our voices to be heard as loud as we can at the right tables. But at the end of the day, the Secretary of the Army falls under Donald Trump and has that same type of mentality, my way or no way. And so we kind of like treading real lightly in the discussions. And then the military has been really kind to us, letting us into Lolole once a month. Auntie Lynette has been pushing that, and they've been compliant ever since. The new command, what we found out is Kupuna is staying one more year. So we thought we was losing him, but he's staying one more year, which is good. Captain White staying one more year. He extended. So that's a good thing for us. And then when that changes, we gotta make sure we know the new command. Okay, and then last we have community engagement, Olelo TV, NTC. NTC is not here, but I just wanted to let you guys know that NTC has been working really hard. My 70-something-year-old Kupuna, 75, I don't know, but she is going out of her comfort zone, learning how to send emails and pictures and learning how to use a camera to get our voice documented on Olelo. So me and Uncle Rocky were in last week Friday. We did an interview with her, and
That's pretty easy.
they like
Just let you know.
what they're doing, what ITC is doing. It's not easy when it's a Kupuna Pikachu. And then
Just push the button.
it's not easy. And then they like what she's doing so much that they're gonna give her a time slot. And so once we get that time slot and the date, like we'll share that back with you guys. And if any of you guys wanted to be somebody that wants to be interviewed by Auntie Z, just let us know. There's like something you guys want to share. Auntie Z is so cute. She'll go meet with you beforehand and come up with these questions. And then when you guys go there, it's just like you guys talking stories. It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool to watch our Kupuna being empowered like that. And then on the back side of that, we mahalo you, Uncle Sparky, for Olelo and the work that you did, that in this generation, we're still here and ITC can use it as a venue for us. Yeah. Okay. You guys don't know Uncle Sparky is very instrumental in Olelo. TV becoming Olelo. Without him, no more that. Okay, I see you already told you guys about our 2 hail cleanups. Our next one for Kumiloa is September 4th. I get there about 8:30. Kalani's there super early. But, you know, if you guys up early, you guys want to go early, Kalani's here before 8 o'clock. And it's the work is super light. And it's more about being in that space and just talking stories and connecting on the issues without all the noises. And it just kind of puts us back into our own little people of peace. And then our next Kupuna Council, September 11th, will be here at 9 o'clock. Anybody else got any updates for the community?
Yeah, I do.
He wants to go on camera.
Please tell people stop bleeding.
He has the skull in the Ross's bag.
Please, you do have AIDS for real.
Where are you talking about?
Right here, right back here.
Okay, so we start Pokai Bay, and it's closer to Middle Park.
No, it's on this side.
On this side.
Okay. This side, all is not all the things went out. Drains. And then digging it. It's going to stop. Stop digging. Yeah, I already dug once already. Stop digging.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention, because we don't know.
Because you keep digging.
Reveal.
That's not a good idea.
It's in a rock. You can't really tell. It's a rock. This is a skull. If you guys don't know.
Okay, so
The cops are here.
we
They want to see the
that
evidence.
This is a federal area, and so we all should be very mindful and cautious of not doing any extra type of digging. Yeah, and let's not go dig over them. Let's not go over them. Okay, that was wow. But this is what happens when we have Pokai Bay. So we're going to take a picture on this side. If everybody might have too much activity going on, take a picture.
Everybody's going to come on this side.
We're going to try.
Oh my God.
We are going to try. So where Uncle Rocky normally sits, we can go over there.
We are not alone. What a crazy Kupuna Council, Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade. Totally. Live for all of you. He won't even show the cops, but he showed all of you guys. Special live stream. Alright. We usually average about 4 minutes to get everyone together.
I just want everybody to like. Jamie.
If everybody can come this side so we can get our group shot today, that would be awesome. Not my own.
And we're still live streaming, just to let you all know. Too far of the frame. You guys gotta come closer. Means rejoice. Oli, which rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. I gotta translate subtitles. It's supposed to be a momentous song. It's supposed to be inspirational. Come on in, you know. Yeah, we want to see your bare feet. Shoes, Uncle Manako, sit down already. Mr. Keep Hawaiians and Hawaiian hands. Sit your call it down already. There you go. Yeah, I got you.
Everybody.
Okay, all together. Fist up for Kue, the Kue position. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Drop to Shaka. All right, Shaka. All right, to get funding from Japan, peace. All right, and last one, fun pose, any kind pose, heart pose, Okahi, HS5-7.5, la 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 la. Stacy and the Board of Trustees. There we go. And then we got Brother Man with the skull right there. Hardcore Indiana Jones. Showed it, revealed it to everyone publicly, not to the cops who are waiting for confirmation. DLNR rode in, rode out. Conservation police didn't want to touch it. They like kept on going, like nope. Look, street people are laughing and smiling because we know he's got it right there in the Ross bag. What a confession. What a confession today. Good job. Well, Sue's being cleaned up a little more too. There you go. How do you like it? For the Crazy Kupuna Council, we're finding live skulls here of Indiana Jones style, right there. Yeah, our board. We got food. Oh, someone making something. Dim sum, lao lao, tofu. Fancy. What is that special concoction? Teriyaki sauce, marinade. Ooh. Tuna tofu. Chop suey. Wow, special live stream for all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Normally we have more homeless and houseless here at this time.
Yeah, well,
yesterday they were crowded.
Waiting for
When the cops come, they kind of scatter. So we have still cops investigating the live skull. They're waiting for confirmation. Brother Man does not want to give them the skull. I said it's DLNR's job. It's a skull.
I can't hear.
Yeah, it's a broken skull. Indiana Jones style, Last Crusade. Pretty insane in the membrane. Our live confessions. If I took pictures that go Instagram by 100% on HHE Tunes and Hawaiian News Report. For now, we have this beautiful marinade. Little sweet. I would mix it with the coffee and dunk it in because the coffee is really bitter. Like espresso style, not Americano. Oh, look, we have something fancy here. A handbook of poetry basics. Ooh. Here we go. So Eric, so tell us about this book, Brother Man. Olelo Noeao, since you brought it here. Yeah, you gotta tell us.
Collection of...
Yeah, I pick it up. No worries. Good to go.
Well, my mother...
All right, this is a special bonus. Life is Ono when we live Pono. Yeah, you know his father.
And so this is a collection of my mom's poetry.
Okay.
So...
Miss Burgess.
Yes.
Fuanani Burgess, beautiful flower.
And,
Okay, all in Olelo Vai.
A lot of beautiful poems.
Lele Kamanu, the bird always flies away. Avapuhi.
And choosing my name.
Wow. Huheo o ko.
So there's a number of poems here, along with beautiful poem and illustration of kako. The idea that
Working
kako
together?
is more than just the humans, but it's everything, everybody.
Oh, nice, sweet.
And the cover art was done by Uncle Eric.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Moons ago.
Pikachu can't draw for Kukai, so that's very beautiful with the poi panga, the symbolism, the metaphors.
We have a lot of copies, so reach out.
Right, and it feels like you should take pictures and put it on Instagram, you know, because you can put the easy, because you already got the book, and then you can put it on your phone as we're doing the live stream, which is a mini introduction.
Yeah.
But you could just do one poem at a time, put whatever that you want, use the AI to help promote your mom's work or your family's.
I'll tag you in it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can animate it, you know, in Grok AI. You can make some of the pictures and poems come to life, and put whatever the heck you want. Use the flowers, make a mini movie. Because I'm thinking production, right? How do you promote the poem to live on? Because they're all quoting my family, Auntie Paki. I said, guys, if you Paki, you can talk. If you're not from Paki, go talk about your own family. They got beautiful work. But yeah, it's chow time. Once Uncle starts setting up his food, how is that going to be a sandwich? Is that going to be bread, or is that just chop suey?
Salad.
Salad.
Almost like a bacalao salad. Poor man bacalao salad.
Bacalao salad.
I could never get myself together. Auntie put together the whole. I know. Back and yeah, we still have like I think they put it all together in our I'm gonna have to pull it up just so I can even tell you.
Hi, Rika.
Lumpia.
Lumpia?
Yeah. Come get some lumpia with some sauce. Yeah, open the sauce. Open the bag. Like Thai style. Open the sauce. Bust them open. Yeah. Pop her open. That's made in Thai style. Thai street style with the rubber band. You're gonna see if the Kupuna open it, it's okay. Pikachu open it, I mean it's scolding, so well. That's why we need the antiques to open this magical rubber band technique, known as Thai street style or Vietnamese. You have a beautiful poem book about the Burgess Ohana.
Pikachu, you are great.
Well, you're making this look more delicious. The anticipation.
You are great.
What does this sauce really taste like with the lumpia? More delicious with flavor. I can guarantee you that. Okay, look at that drizzle. Boom. This is our Michelin non-star restaurant. Pokai Bay style. Put some more. Put some more. That's not enough. Thai sweet chili. Yeah. Open the sauce, OG. Open the sauce. It's time to eat. Yeah. Drip. Yeah, look at that drip. I like to drip. I like to nene. I like that Thai sweet chili on that salad.
We get sauce in there.
There's more sauce. Drizzle. Drizzle. Take that one. Take that one. See, we got extra.
Yeah, leave the sauce.
Bingo. So come on in while you can. Come and get it. Toss that one away.
Come on. Oh, here. Come on.
Yeah, get the one with sauce already. Get it while it's hot and fresh. Otherwise, it's going to be lumpia, not lumpia. So we got the cops here, but you got to call Major Beckley. I need to see some stars on those shoulders. Pikachu goes above and beyond. I already know the chief of police. And they were like, what the fuck, Pikachu? I said, yeah, call Billionaire. Billionaire does EV Kupuna.
Is that rubbish?
No, it's my coffee cup. So we're live here. Cops are behind me. Shout out to Chief Vanek. Billionaire actually left us. Was in the conservation police. And And it did not stop, even though I tried to wave them down to talk story. We do have the skull right here in the bag right there by the people digging holes in the sand dunes across the street by Pokai Bay. So let's get a quick mini interview with them. See if he'll really talk. Yeah. Okay. So we have a special live interview with the brother man from the street who discovered this magical motion. Now we didn't want to go live interview. We kept it on the DL. We have the cops to the right, but Don Chang, who's head of Billionaire, they magically sent the conservation police in a white van. But as we're talking story with the DL, with the Waianae board, Abraham Kaio, who's in the Royal Order of Kamehameha, we're trying to do it as the most official, proper way. I believe Nani wanted a cardboard box or something, but Brother Man wants to protect it, and so that's why he's keeping it close to clutch, because he doesn't want them touching the EV. But we want to do a quick mini interview to see what he has to say from his own manao. The floor is all yours.
Please stop digging.
Please stop digging.
Please stop digging.
Do you know what kind of group is doing it? Is it a gang? Is it all certain people?
Probably in general, let's see. If you ain't gonna look at the shows and stuff like that, it's okay. Go look for your shows and everything, but don't dig.
Don't dig, because there's EV Kupuna from our ancestors. You wouldn't want us going to Micronesia doing that stuff to you guys or in the Philippines. So it is what it is. DLR has to come back because they're supposed to be protecting it. And any final words you want to share with the public? But thank you for his courage, because I didn't think he was actually going to reveal it. He hasn't shown the cops yet, but he showed all of you guys on our rare live stream on Facebook. For all of you guys who's going to watch this, and Oha meeting, they're going to be shocked. So Kaikehela, I know you guys watching, everyone out there, shout to all of you, and shout to all of you guys. Chihu, yeah.